Hello everyone, and welcome to the first gameplay video for Afterfall 1 Insanity on the PC. This is the extended edition. Please check out the useful guide in the description of this video. Before we continue, I just wanted to take this moment to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it, and it helps keep me motivated to keep doing what I'm doing. The time to beat on this game is about 6.5 hours to 8.5 hours. As usual, this is an estimate, as I will be taking my time and not rushing through. Type of gameplay will be medium or normal. We're not collecting anything special or unique, just normal stuff that we can find. So we will look at the menu here first. So we have continued just because of my testing before recording. New game chapters, which you can pick from. I don't know if you have to beat them first or just access them, like get to that chapter, and then you can come in here and start them again. Options, extras, and quit. So we will look at the options first here. I did go over these in the config and tech video already, but I will briefly show you them again for those of you who didn't watch that video. If you didn't, please go watch that. So we have master music, sound effects, voice. I have them all maxed. You can see my settings here, 1080p. Here's my numbers up here for the nerds interested. This is DirectX 9 game, 60 FPS. I've got the memory of my graphics card and my computer. That's what the G and the C is for. The temperatures of both of those, and then how fast or how much of my fans are spinning to their maximum. And then how much of my total graphics card usage. Of course, we're at the title screen, and I am on an RTX 2070 Super. So full screen, it's on user mode because it's been customed, so it changes it even if you set it on high. If you adjust something in advanced, it will put it on user setting. So in advanced, this is what I have picked. High for everything, VSync on, 16x anisotropic filtering. Midway on the gamma, the brightness. Subtitles on, gore on, of course. What's the point of playing a horror game without the gore? And then controls. I will be playing with mouse and keyboard. I'll cover these in more detail when we're actually playing and I have control of my character, but you can see what I have here. My keybinds don't matter. So there's divided between others category, weapons, interactions, and movement. You can always use default. And for those of you that want to use a gamepad, there's what the gamepad controls look like for Afterfall Insanity. It just makes me want to sing that Jamiroquai song. Virtual Insanity. That's what I think of. For those of you who don't know who Jamiroquai is or the song Virtual Insanity, go search that video. Pause this video right now and go search on YouTube and watch that video for that song. It's a good song and it's a good video too. Alright, I got my mouse sensitivity at 0 in the game, or at the bottom end as far as it'll go. And I'm using 800 DPI on my actual mouse through Razer. No inversion on the mouse, just normal up and down movements. And that's it for the options. Talked about that more than I should have, considering I've already covered it. Extras, you have credits and others. On the last video of the series, I won't make a separate video for this one because it'll be too short. I'll just try to show it when we come back to the title screen. After we beat the game, there's some concept art, I think pictures in here. You unlock them as you progress in the game. You probably get one unlocked every time you beat a chapter. I don't remember how many chapters are in this game, to be honest. But at the end of the game, since we beat it, hopefully, we'll have all of those unlocked, so I will show you those at the end, kind of like a concept art section. But normally I would make a separate video, but there's not too many things to see in there, so I'll just include it in the final video. And other than that, first we'll watch the opening cutscene here, and then I'll go over the game controls, UI, and so forth. Alright, this video will be an hour long as well. Typically I do 30-minute videos, but there's controls to explain, and the beginning's a little slow to get in, so I'm going to make this first gameplay part an hour. Alright, so we're going to do a new game. You have easy, medium, hard, and insanity once you beat probably hard. Some games will let you beat medium and hard, either medium or hard, and it will unlock the hardest difficulty, but in general you can just assume that you need to beat hard to get very hard. But we are going to play on medium, so here we go. Starting a new game will overwrite the current checkpoint. Proceed, yes. The world after 1845 was divided. The global Cold War never ceased and resulted in the greatest disaster of all, an experiment in fusion bomb, the Entropy, accidentally detonated and triggered massive destruction across the globe. The top-secret Polish project, the Afterfall, allowed some people to survive in the shelters. The Shelter Glory, commanded by Colonel Potlik, allowed few chosen to make through, but a new war waged, this time against the confinement syndrome, a plague devastating minds of the shelter, inhabitants sealed underground. A plague that could lead to virtual insanity.
Warning. Contamination detected. Lockdown is in effect. Please wait until the contamination is removed. But the Colonel is very specific about regular examinations in the shelter. That's why... Hey, are you listening to me, Doc?
Sorry, I might have missed something. Can we finish tomorrow morning?
Okay, I guess.
I've not been sleeping well lately, and you're my 8th patient today.
I understand. I guess you must have some reasons to be tired.
Yeah.
Checkpoint activated. Shelter Life, Chapter 1. A lot of these messages go by real quick. They don't give you a lot of opportunity to read some of this stuff. Alright, so here we are.
Surprise, surprise. Door won't work, just like the therapy.
Let me see. Damn it. Let's hope at least my PDA still works.
Alright, so this is our dude. Find your PDA. I don't even remember his name at the moment. And we'll see more about her in a little while. I'll discuss the controls at this point. I can't show them all to you because I don't have full access to the controls yet, because we're still kind of like in a little prologue here in this chapter. But you get your movement, you know, like any other game. There's a run button, which also serves as a dodge key. I can't do that yet. So if you hold the run button, your character will run without you holding a movement key. So that's kind of not very common. Usually you have to hold a direction in a game when you run, especially a first-person game. But a lot of third-person games will sometimes have a run button that you can just hold. And so since you automatically move forward when you run, you can just use the mouse or your left thumbstick on your gamepad to steer your character. So just be aware of that. And if you press this with a movement direction, then you will dodge in that direction. So it's a two-purpose function key. And then you have a use and interact button, reload your weapon button, fire weapon, and swing melee weapon, which would be the left click for me, mouse click. And then your right click mouse would be aim weapon and block. So when you have a melee weapon out, you can block with it. And when you have a gun, you can aim down sights with it. There's also a toggle free fight mode and a find target mode, and I believe a switch camera mode. And all three of these are kind of tied together. I think you have to be in the free fight mode for the find target and switch camera to work. I'll try to show those off at some point if I can, but I probably won't be using those because it changes the viewpoint of when you're fighting somebody, and it's kind of weird. The find target option on that is kind of like it's like a lock-on when you're in this free fight mode. When you're not, it's like it's focused on the enemy. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you played RPGs and stuff, you know what free fight mode is. Then you have the menu button, which is the escape key. Brings us back to this, so we can resume, reload a checkpoint, go back in the options, or go to the main menu. Then we have cancel and quit button, not to be confused with quitting the game, but just to get out of a screen or whatever. There's a button for that. Point of interest button. This button, a prompt will come up on the screen letting you know there's something to focus on. And you hold that button down, and then your character will look directly towards it. I think maybe in a first-person mode. Then there's a melee weapon, so you can switch to a melee weapon. A flashlight key, a kick button. You actually have a kick action, along with swinging your melee weapon to kind of like kick an enemy away from you. It's getting too close, and then you could follow it up with a swing, I guess. And then we have a pistol that we'll get and a rifle. I believe those are the only two weapons you get in this game, besides the various melee weapons. The game is a mixture of gun combat and melee combat. See this little fizzle blur effect that's going on? It's like a distortion. I don't know what the cause of that is. It's not a glitch in the game. It's supposed to do that. I just don't recall why it's doing that, or if it's ever explained. This is a sweet little chair here. I want one of those. Maybe not white, but... Alright, so we're almost done here with the controls. So yeah, pistol, rifle. The last major thing here is the PDA, our personal data assistant, which is essentially your inventory and note-keeping journal, and a radar. So we can't access all this yet. I can just tell you. I'll show you as we get to it. But if you press the keybind for your PDA, it will open your PDA, and if you hold the button down, it will bring out a radar in your hand of your character, which acts as like a waypoint to your objective. So it's not very difficult, or I should say it's not hard to get lost in this game. You're not going to get lost because of that. So our objective here, another thing I want to mention is there's a puzzle I'm going to call the Reactor Puzzle in this game, and it's a pain in the ass. I talked about it, I think, well, you'll see it. Look in the description of this video, and I'll try to put it in the description of the gameplay part when it happens. But there's a certain timed I don't even think you're timed. I don't think you're told you're timed. But there's a timed event you have to do, and it's like pretty tedious, and I've left instructions. My instructions or shorthand instructions to the solution, and I think I put a video link in there for where I found the solution, so I can give credit to the person that showed me how to do it. So check that out. And that's really the only other thing. All right, so let's go get the PDA, and then we can actually look at the PDA. And I can show you what it does. So yeah, we do play as like a doctor. We're kind of like a psychologist or something. Even though we've got some crazy gear on. I don't know what we got in those pouches. I guess we can look around out here a little bit before we proceed. Can't really take anything. We can just look. There's nothing really to interact with here yet. So this is where we sit, and I guess we talk. Kind of stumbling on this. Talk to our patients. Let's make our way over here. Sweet piano. What does that say? It's kind of hard to read that. I mean, it's really hard to read it. I can't even tell what the first word is. All right. Our PDA's in here somewhere. I think it's on the table over here in between these chairs. Yeah. There's a remote to the television, a PDA, and then over here is a radio. Let's check it out. Nice. Get the slow jams going. Bow out, bow, bow out, bow, bow, bow out. See if I get copyright claimed for that. Let's check out the TV. I cannot read that. This is a Polish developer. I don't think that's Russian. It could be. Looks like Russian. Okay. Little automatic shower, huh? Pretty sweet. No reflection. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Nice. What's wrong with your neck, buddy? Looking at the remote, huh? So you to use the PDA. So he does look at... He does look at items. He actually faces them. So that's cool. Kind of like in Silent Hill. Not the first game, but Silent Hill 2. Your character would look at items of importance. Okay. Alright, so press your PDA keybind and then use your arrow keys or WASD. Alright, I'll show this in a minute because this is going to stay on the screen here until we get past this intro section. And then we'll look at the PDA up closer.
Yes? Yes, Dr. Tokai here, but...
You're a shrink, aren't you? Do you have a minute?
Now's not a good...
It's not that I didn't try. It took some time to make up my mind. But it sure felt great to do something about it at last. It felt just like a birthday. You're not saying anything. What's on your mind?
I'm usually the one to ask this question.
You sound tired, Doug. Go back to sleep.
Dr.
What's
Tokai.
that? Sounded like a real nut job.
Dr.
Where
Tokai.
did she... How?
Yeah, where'd she go? So, we're hallucinating, apparently. Excuse me. You'll have to forgive me, or forgive the game, I should say. The spoken dialogue's kind of low in this game. I've got it maxed. Music's a little loud, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. Everything's maxed. There is subtitles, even though they're kind of tiny. But characters kind of speak a little softly and quickly. So I do apologize for that. This outfit's pretty cool. Definitely, has that Dead Space feel for the character. Not the environment or necessarily the game, but you feel like you're, playing Isaac Clarke or something here. Okay. So, now we can look at our PDA better. So say if we hold the button down for the PDA, we get this little directional thing. You can't run when it's out, but it'll show you the direction you need to be heading, so very helpful. And then here's what's inside of it. So at the top here we have objectives, and then we have notes, media, adversaries, enemies, profiles, condition, armory. So our first objective, we got a check mark and it's in green. Find your PDA. Now we need to hack the door so that we can get out of here. New PDA function, fear lock. Hello, Albert. So Albert Tokai, that's our name. I've installed the widget you requested on your PDA. I called it fear lock. Using the algorithm you've written, I made it monitor your stress level. It checks the pulse, blood pressure, hormone density, and all other voodoo you deemed important for stress measuring. Have fun. Cheers, Eric. Which will give us the ability over here to monitor our condition. So, by having that ability. Then the next one is new PDA function, counting and hacking. Hello, Albert. While you were out, I managed to install 2 useful widgets on your PDA. The one I call counter allows you to store the number of, for example, syringes, pills in the PDA's memory. You will always know how much you have left. I also added some basic hacking software just in case you got yourself locked up again. Just like a few weeks ago, when Maria Jarkowska went nuts during the session. This time you'll be able to escape and I won't have to look for my locksmith's tools. Okay, we'll get more of these, I guess, as we get kind of improvements or unlocked features. I'm assuming we'll upgrade it further. Okay, media, so this would be, I guess, maybe notes or voice logs, things of that nature. We haven't had any enemy contact yet, but when we do, we can read up on the enemies. Profiles. So let's start, I guess we'll start here. Carolina Janika. Janika Caroline, born in 2007, shift supervisor in the shelter's hydroponic facility. Very perceptive, always able to notice even the slightest change in the behavior or mood of people she knows. Stubborn character, nothing can dissuade her from executing her plans once she's made up her mind. Oh, I didn't mention to you guys, as of recording this video, I got a new microphone. I finally got a Logitech Blue Yeti. It's a black microphone. I got the black version, but it's a Blue Yeti. So, and I have improved my overall quality of my commentary, just simply with doing my audio editing better and figuring some things out. For improvements. So I've made those improvements, and then now I have a good quality mic. And it's a very nice mic. I would recommend it to anybody, and I've just started using it. But it completely, it comes with software that will help you adjust things to get really good audio tone. If you have any questions, ask me. I mean, I'm a brand new user with it, but I've already watched YouTube videos to learn what's what for the most part. So I have a good handle on it. But yeah, it should give me a better voice tone and clarity and block out any kind of noise there was before from my ceiling fan or my computer's fans running and so forth. So yeah, just wanted to let you know as of this video and going forward, I am using a Blue Yeti mic now. All right. So Magdalena Florkowska. This is the girl that was in here a minute ago that we were talking to. She was born in 2012. She was one of our patients. An extraordinary girl, mainly thanks to the fact that she was born on day 0. She's neither a child nor an adult, and her attitude towards the situation in the shelter is unique. A little hyperactive and very nosy. I haven't figured her out yet. Marcin Kotler, born in 1995, the shelter's main technician, though he prefers to call himself a janitor. This nickname reflects his low self-esteem and depressive character, which he tries to cover up with jokes. He is quite withdrawn, preferring the solitude of his workshop to the company of other people. Sounds like me. Okay, Colonel Patochiki. I don't know how to say these words correctly. So this is the guy that runs the shelter here. Born in, and his real first name is actual Henrik. Born in 1960, a typical example of a Kaiser-like military man. He prefers a strong-arm government, doesn't tolerate defiance, and likes to have everything under control. Not always capable of hiding true emotions. Very resolute and severe. Arkadis Florkowski. So that's this girl's, so their sister and brother. Could be husband and wife, but she said she was pretty young, so I have no idea. I'll just call him Ark. How about that? Born in 1982, supervisor of the technical section in the shelter, Glory. That's the name of the shelter we're at, is called Glory. We have been through a lot and now have a very optimistic approach. He has been through a lot, and now has a very optimistic approach to life. He never looks back and seems quite happy in the shelter. This attitude helps him avoid the frustrations so common among Glory inhabitants. Professor Tomaskowski. Got a nice pimp coat on. Stefan, born in 1968, a calm and modest man who detests violence and aggression. Doesn't aggression have 2 G's in it? I think it might. An old-fashioned scientist with a true penchant for knowledge, a fierce promoter of the nuclear winter theory. The mere thought of someone leaving the shelter gives him the willies. All right, that's all we have right now. Take a sip of my drink. According to our battery meter over there, it looks like it's empty, but I guess the outlines represent the power. You don't actually run out of power or have to charge it or anything. Conditioned sheltered life, that's us. Magda worries me. I cannot figure her out. She's the oldest of the youngest. She's the oldest of the youngest and the youngest of the oldest. Her mind follows mysterious paths. Maybe that's because she's never seen the surface. Most of my theories simply don't apply to this case. Okay? So she was born in this shelter. I guess it's never been on the surface. Armory's empty. We're back to the objectives. Alright, so that's it for the PDA. Which we'll be checking, It's pretty, it's quick, but it at least does like a zoom in effect when you bring it out. But when you put it away, it's like really jarring effect. They needed a better transition for that. So as you can see here, like if you look at the character, that little winged flap right where his spine is, it looks fine here, but look at it whenever the character is moving from side to side. See how blurry it gets? Even his elbow pads are really blurry and stuff. There's like a built-in motion blur for the 3D model of the character, so I've disabled motion blur in the game's engine for the game, but you can't disable it from the character. It's just baked in motion blur, which is annoying, but there it is. Alright, so that's pretty good, guys. We're going to keep going here. We still have 30 minutes. 30 minutes I've run my mouth and explained the basics of the game. Well, not all the basics. We haven't even gotten to combat yet, but all the general stuff I like to cover in the first gameplay video we've covered, and we have about 29 minutes left, so let's get out of here. So here's our first hacking thing we have to do. It's kind of difficult to explain how these work, not really, but the green one is the one we're on. We have to go to the red, and then go to the next red, and then it will unlock it. And you basically just have to, the way you do these, you're not timed or anything. It's dictated on the character movement keys, WASD, or the arrows, whichever you're using. And it's basically just a pattern of movements you have to memorize. You're not going to know which ones to do, but like if you press up and it works, then that's up. And the next one, if you press left and it's actually right, then you'll have to start completely over again. So you just need to remember which direction worked and which didn't. And when you do a few in a row, you'll unlock the door. So you can either go really quick or it can take you a second. So up was correct because it went from bottom to up. Down was wrong. So up and up is wrong. So it's up and left is wrong. So it has to be up and right. And it is. But I got to do it another time from that last one. So it's up, right, and then down. This could be random on every door, even on this door, every playthrough, I don't know. But games do that a lot of times. They'll randomize stuff like that. But, you know, you could be trying to hack a door and have an enemy come up and start kicking your butt, so. Alright, let's go. Okay, now we can move quicker. So hold, it's telling us how to do the radar. Or a waypoint, whatever you want to call it. So we were actually slow walking before, and now we're walking. This is the walk. It's like a slow jog, but we'll get a run too that we don't even have yet. So this isn't the actual run. This is the normal walk speed. Now you can really see the blur on the character. It's pretty wild. So yeah, we can run now. Can't really do anything else with our abilities. Yeah, right. You gotta open the door again. So yeah, I don't think that you have to save anywhere particular. I think the game just makes checkpoints, auto-saves. That's why when you press escape, you can load a checkpoint. I don't think you're in control of the saves. Locked. We'll try to hack it. So to some degree, I'm sure this game is taking inspiration from like the Fallout game, you know, because that takes place in a shelter. It's not the only game that takes place in a shelter environment. There's a little iRobot slug going across the ground, mopping.
I really gotta go now.
Oh. What's up? How's it going?
It's time to eat.
It's time to eat.
Have you ever seen the storage area down below? I tell you, that's the largest room I ever saw.
Okay. Little like mannequins. I don't think her lips were moving. Okay, and a door we can't go through.
Hey, I really gotta go now.
Then go. I don't care. Get out of here. Can't talk to these people. I do like how he puts the PDA on his shoulder. And it does come off of his arm. It's cool.
It's time to eat.
It's time to eat.
Good morning, shelter.
Oh, you're excited for work.
I'd like to feel the wind in my
Nice helmet, man.
Good day to you, Doc.
What's up, buddy? So we'll get a weapon like this eventually.
Good morning,
brother. He
shelter.
works too much in the engineering section.
Can't go that way.
Good day to you, Doc. Awesome to see his face.
Amber.
Don't you miss the surface? I'd like to feel.
Good.
That guy just keeps
Damn, this ventilation system.
this guy just keeps saying the same thing.
Damn, this ventilation system is shit.
That's the worst day here I've ever had. My head aches like hell.
Okay.
I heard that the abandoned engineering section isn't safe. And he was like, I didn't know that the third sub-level is restricted.
I would have never even thought of
okay.
that if it weren't for you.
Good day to you, Doc.
Yeah, it's the same girl. She has a ponytail, but her ponytail's on the wall over here, I
I
think.
heard they wanted to improve something here. I wonder.
No, it's not the same girl.
I really gotta go now.
It's a different girl, I think. What are you doing over here, dude?
My father was a
Pretty cool. Alright.
The water tastes like urine.
Worst day here
The
I've
water
ever-
tastes like urine.
Damn, this ventilation system is shit.
Locked. Okay, so we got us a scrap of paper down there. Yeah, this little blur effect on the textures is weird. That'll go away eventually. I think our good doctor we're playing here is not feeling very good. He just doesn't realize it yet. It's affecting his vision. Let's see what this is. A note. Small ad, electric guitar for exchange. I've been promoted to the position of hydroponic pants manager. And unfortunately, I don't have time to play anymore. The guitar is a wonderful vintage 1997 Vertigo Custom Shop Special with 3 pickups, beautiful maple fretboard, and mahogany solid body in Warsaw Red. Only 30 of these were produced in '97. I would gladly exchange the instrument for favors like apartment cleaning, cooking, etc. for a certain period of time. Okay. Gotcha. So then that will go under media. No? Okay, notes. There it is. So I have no idea what media is yet. So then we can go back and read the small ad is what that was. Alright. We picked it up, but we still left it on the ground. But it's in our inventory. I'll obviously be trying to find as much of this stuff as I can, but I'm not, going to find everything necessarily. As much as I obviously can, though.
Worst day here I've ever had. My
And
head
he was
aches like hell.
I didn't know that the third sub-level is restricted. I heard they wanted to improve something.
Remember,
Is that the Colonel?
crime that will be severely punished. Think about it before
So you can see this is where we need to be going.
onto you.
Something flapping here.
Good morning, shelter.
This will be the first use of the point of interest keybind. I played up to a little bit past this area just for testing purposes for the video. Like I said, I've beaten this game a couple of times. Maybe I didn't say it, but I have beaten this game a couple of times. This will probably be the 3rd time I've played through this game.
Attention.
Yep.
Tram number 1, connecting the main atrium with the administrative sector, is arriving at platform.
So you get a little eyeball flashing, and it lets you know you have a few seconds to focus. So I focused in on it. It's cool. So if you're not turning and looking, you will turn and look. And it's showing us over here, that's the keybind. PLAC Centralini? Huh. Okay, not sure about that. So you can see people down here, escalator. It's like heat's coming out of that. You can see my readings better right now a little bit. With the settings are all running at, or what it's doing to my hardware. Which isn't much. Alright, it's just a little overhang area we can look at. We can't get over there or anything. You have anything to say for yourself? Guess not. They just look at you like with a dead stare. Can't talk to them. Okay.
I heard the abandoned engineering section isn't safe. Someone was trying to repair the pipe system and got burned.
Someone was trying to repair the pipe system and got burned. Checkpoint activated. What is that on the wall? Huh. I've never noticed that before. I guess it's a wall cleaner. That's interesting.
Remember, annual veteran meeting, November 11th.
Never asked for what. I heard they wanted to improve something here. I wonder when.
Huh. Interesting.
How's your girlfriend, pal?
Don't worry about my girlfriend,
Ventilation system.
pal. ADDL. What?
Never asked for what.
Some kind of an energy drink. Alright.
I heard they wanted to improve something here. I wonder when.
What are you doing, buddy? Turning a valve up there. So we got some pipes laying on the ground right here. We can't take them. So yeah, these are all, guard military dudes over here. We'll see different variations of them as we play. This is a horror game, mind you. We'll see plenty of that as well. And creatures. And these are just like me, They have these like red striped white outfits. We've got a little bit more, even though we're just, quote unquote a doctor. We've got a little more fancy gear. So you can everybody's in white usually.
I need a little pick-me-up.
You can tell who's good.
Shit.
Gonna have to kick it.
Hi, Albert. Kick it. That usually works.
Yep.
Well, not today, apparently.
Looks like it's the bar for us. Come on. What's going on, man? No offense, but you look like shit. Rough night, huh?
Well, I think my dream job's getting to me finally.
He'll wait, I think.
People are depressed. I think the Colonel planned it all wrong. But you're the shrink. You know all this.
Okay. Look over here real quick before he goes away. I think he's just going to wait for us. Get close enough. Just so I can look around. Not much to really see or do here.
Bar, drink, friend. Remember?
I'm coming, bro. This one works and it's free. How many times can I do this? Maybe I'll get like a super rare handgun or something, right? Will it come out of here if I do it 100 times? Kind of like that, oh, look at that. I did get something. Let's take it before it despawns. It won't let me pick it up yet. I think it is ammo. It'll probably let me, oh, it almost let me took it there. Take it. There, it's changing. There we go. So it's .454 revolver ammo. Sweet. Yoink. Times 20. Glad I did that. I don't know how many times I clicked it.
Bar, drink, friends, remember?
No, we're not friends. Be quiet. This is like the thing in Resident Evil 2, the original, where you get Leon to check Albert's desk like 50 times. And you get that picture. Just curious if it'll give me another one. Oh, it's done. Okay. So there's a limit. That's cool though, I got more ammo. The future is unknown, question mark. Okay. Is that a document? It is, but I can't take it. Somebody wrote "work sucks" on that book. See, there's the cool little things I like to look for and find.
Friends, remember?
Guess we have to get a gun to be able to see that ammo, which we don't have anything yet. We'll be coming back out here in a minute. There's the bar.
Remember, annual veteran meeting. November.
We're all that's left of humanity, and a bunch of malcontents at that. This doesn't bode well for the new civilization.
Anyway, what's up?
Are you forcing small talk?
Right. Nice weather we've been having lately, don't you think?
Ha, true. But that plutonium rain this morning ruined my barbecue plans.
Man, I hate this place.
Yeah, me too. If it weren't for Carolina...
Yeah. How's the situation, anyway?
He's not avoiding me like other people, so I can't really complain.
Don't let it get to you. It's the price of being a shrink. You're collecting people's thoughts for the Colonel. No wonder they're avoiding you.
Anyway, thanks for the advice about the vending machine. For a minute there, I felt genuinely relieved. Guess I should use that in my therapy. Stress relief through violence. Sounds pretty catchy, don't you think?
Attention! Albert Tokai is to be detained immediately for crimes against the Republic.
I'll explain later. It's bullshit.
Maybe so, Dr. Tokai, but it won't be Mr. Gotler you'll be explaining to. Please do not resist.
Uh-oh. Get wrecked, buddy.
What do you say to that, Doc? Shock therapy working for you?
Ow. Ow. I'm gonna boot kick you, dude. Get out of here.
Attention, everyone is to stay in their rooms or
Uh-oh.
recreational areas until
So yeah, if you come over here, you can get this really nice weapon real quick. This is like one of the best melee weapons. So we can block. This thing just wrecks people. Oh, wow. You got destroyed, dude. Literally. There's more of them. They'll be coming around the corner. Or through that door, I think, maybe. Surprised they haven't come through. There it comes. So we can pick up different melee weapons laying around here. There's something in here. See, now we can run. You have a stamina bar, excuse me. Fills up pretty quick. If we tap it, we can roll. You can roll backwards. It eats your stamina too, but you can't really chain rolls quick enough that you'll run out of your stamina bar. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Ow. Oof.
Might be after her too.
Defend yourself. Wow, that's a fine Carolina. That's a tough way to go, buddy. Ouch. Okay, we're safe now. I think you can destroy these, but I'm not going to be that mean. Alright, I want to go back over a little bit of the controls here again. Now that we have a little more control over our character. So yeah, again, just hold the run button. You don't have to hold a movement key, and just use your camera to steer. See what happens when we deplete it. If he staggers, I don't remember. Nope. He just can't run anymore. Okay, so there's no stagger. That's good. Yeah, it refills really quickly, so it's not really too big of a concern. And then yeah, you can just... Can you do a diagonal roll? Kinda. No, not really. Sorta, but... So yeah, just tap to roll and hold a direction. This is good, and then you can hold your right mouse and he'll block. Let's see what else. Let me look at my controls here real quick. Oops. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to use the walk action. There's no point to walk, really. The kick, I'll show you that. F7, F8. I don't think you can use these unless you're in combat. And when I'm in combat, I don't really want to be using that. But you can play with it if you want. It's like a free-form fighting mode where you're not really stuck with the camera locking you on, but you do have a fine target to lock on. It's not good per se to use when there's multiple enemies trying to fight you. Even though you can switch targets, it's a little weird. The camera angle changes too. What else? Melee weapon. Okay. We don't have a flashlight yet, I don't think. And switch cameras tied to the freeform. So let's show you that real quick here. Yeah, no flashlight yet. No camera changing. Okay, so I just dropped that. So you have 3 slots here. Let's pick it up. Fire axe, firefighter axe. I do think you need to pick these up at certain points and levels to get through a barrier. But they're also like the best, heaviest hitting, most damaging melee weapon in the game. One of them. You're not going to find them too often. That's why they kind of put one over here initially for you to find, but they're expecting you to pick this up first, which is just a pipe. It's going to be... You don't really have combos. You kind of do, but not really. So he dropped it. But this one's not as fast, but it's a lot stronger. They both take about the same amount of stamina to swing. And of course, this has longer reach. See here. You have to bear with me. Okay, so there is another weapon. The enemies that were fighting us have them. They're like a taser or like a cattle prod or something. It's right here. Pacificator, it's called. Pacificator 1. So like a version 1. This counts as like a separate melee weapon, so we're not going to drop the axe when we pick this up. Telescopic baton. We got a PDF update on it. Let's look here. Defend yourself. We got to find Carolina, who's our girlfriend, I think. And that is her. So she's our girlfriend. Okay, we have armory now. We can look at this stuff. So this is a firefighter's axe. So you can see there, it has 4 damage bars of damage rate. or 5, excuse me. 3 speed, 4 block. Made by the Sator Corporation, which held a monopoly on firefighting tools and equipment, always welcome when there's a need to open a closed door. There you go. Firefighter axe works well as an improvised weapon. Okay. We got pipe. So it has 2 damage versus 4, or excuse me, I keep saying 4, 5. It has 1 more speed rate, so it's a little bit quicker than the axe, and it has less block. So this has high damage and high block, and a moderate rate of speed, so it's a really good weapon. Pipe is kind of eh. And the Pacificator Telescopic Baton 1. Designed for the Republic by the Sator Corporation, the Telescopic Baton Pacificator became the most popular tool for crowd control and law enforcement. The small, compact weapon can break the bones of an unarmed enemy with 1 powerful blow. And it has 2 damage, so it's as strong as a pipe. It has the block capacity of the fire axe, and it has, or the speed, I'm sorry, speed rate of the axe. 4 block, no, it has 3. It's the same speed as the pipe, excuse me. And it has 1 block rate, so it has the worst blocking. And these may be one-time weapons, like once you use them, they may deplete. Let me see if I can show it to you here. How do you switch it? So for some reason, when I switch to the melee, he drops the other weapon, even though it's really in my inventory too. There's the kick. I was going to show you that. So, kind of works good. Trying to think here. Pressing some keybinds. Okay. The cancel stop keybind also acts as a block button, so that's interesting. I don't see a way to just bring out... Can't really put it away, your melee weapon, that I can see. You're always going to have something out. I don't know why he has to drop the fire axe, but anyway, here's the pacificator. Wow, that's really bad. And yeah, it's got bad block. That's a... Blah. Not very good. I would rather have the pipe over that. But the problem with the pipe is when you take it, he's not going to stow the axe, and you want to keep the axe. So it's really good to have one of these as a backup. But when you switch between... What did he just do there? There's still something on the ground, but he did take it. Unless that was a different one. I don't know. What is he doing? Okay, he just keeps dropping one and taking the other one. Oh, that's cool. Look at it. It's just bouncing in the air. It's great. I love video games. Okay. So yeah, you only have a button to switch between a pistol and a rifle, not really your melee weapons. So I'm going to rock the axe. And yeah, when you move forward long enough, depending on where your camera is, it'll just auto-center slowly like that. Okay. So we're looking pretty good here. Let's look at the PDA and make sure we didn't miss any information here. Republic Guard, a shelter security also known as the Republic Guard. These men wearing Republic colors are under Colonel's direct command. Trained to guard the Republic's military facilities in the shelter, they were forced to become keepers of law and order. They're not robots, there's like people underneath that armor. Due to the conditions and the glory, qualifications of the military personnel declined, and the contemporary security guard is a mere shadow of the former Republic Guard. It happens sometimes that when clad in a uniform, A once calm and modest man turns into an arrogant and proud asshole. This is one of the reasons why regular psychological examinations are compulsory. That is true. Especially when you have a helmet on, because then you're kind of obscure to who you're giving your beatdowns to or enforcing your law upon, or whatever, your rules. I think this was the guy that we were just talking to, our friend. I think it was. Yeah, it has to be. I think that was the guy that we drank at the bar with. So the colonel's put out like a, warrant for our arrest for some reason. We don't even know what we've done yet. So yeah, every weapon you pick up, you get information about its stats, but generally I always try to just rock the fire axe, or in a little while we'll obtain a handgun and a rifle, a pistol and a rifle of some kind. So yeah, there's a note here. We will read this when we come back, guys, in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you will enjoy this playthrough of a pretty obscure, unknown, rare, delisted, unpurchasable game that I'm playing here called Afterfall Insanity, the extended edition, and this is the first game in the series of 2 games. And we'll check out what there is of the second game at some point in the future. There's only a single chapter or episode for it because it was never finished, but I hope you guys will stick with me on this playthrough and enjoy it for what this game has to offer. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye.